Hey everyone, Big Sloss here with another bolt gun gameplay video. And today's topic that I'm talking about is just a fun one for me. Which means, yay, it's a lighthearted topic. Well, at least kinda, sorta. But, as always, if you want to like or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Or if you want to leave a comment with anything to add about the topic, that'd be awesome too. I want to talk to you guys about my strange addiction currently, and that is dash cam or body cam videos, typically involving drunk drivers. Now, I prefer DUI videos where no one gets hurt, no innocent lives being lost, just a random person either getting pulled over or getting in a single car accident, making a fool out of themselves. There's just something so funny for me watching these people try their absolute hardest not to appear drunk to the officer. And then there's the sobriety field test where they just absolutely suck and have no balance. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, even completely sober, I have no sense of balance whatsoever. So if I ever have to do a sobriety test, which I don't think I would because I do not drive if I ever even consume alcohol in the first place. But if they ask me to get out of the car, even as the sober person I am, I'm cooked. That being said, you can already tell when someone is absolutely hammered and they are trying their hardest to be like, I've had nothing to drink, officer. It's just such a funny interaction to me. One of the funniest videos, a lot of these people tend to be like, the best way I can explain it is White Claw girls. You can just look at them and tell that their favorite drink is White Claw and they're just zooted out of their mind. It's like the next evolution of Visco girls. They turn into White Claw girls. But one of my favorite clips is this girl flips over her car and the officer walks up and goes, "Hey, what's going on? Are you okay?" And her head pops out of the car and she just goes, "Hi," like nothing happened. If I can find that video, I will post it right here.
Hello.
Hi.
Looks like you might have crashed your car, huh?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Yeah, I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Rachel? Eli, nice to meet you. What's going
Nice
on?
to
How'd
meet
this
you.
happen?
I don't know.
You're not...
There's also another video where this girl hits a tree. I'm pretty sure she hits a tree and she's just fine. Like any other person who would be sober would be cooked, and they're just absolutely fine. And they're just talking and they're just like, I've had nothing to drink. The tree just manifested right in front of me and I couldn't dodge it. It's hilarious. Now, one thing I will say that I don't like about these videos, at the end of these videos, they will normally say, suspect was arrested for blah 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 charges. And sometimes it'll even say what happened after. And every single time, it's always something like, this was the suspect's 25th DUI, and they are out on a $5 bond. Now, I know that's a bit dramatic. It's normally like a $500 bond. But still, what is going on? Why does the justice system see people with multiple DUIs and the judge goes, they seem fine to be out in public again. No punishment. This happens so frequently that these DUI channels literally have recurring characters. There are multiple people who have become recurring characters on these DUI channels because this court system literally couldn't care less. And as funny as it is watching them try not to be drunk in front of officers, it does frustrate me that the court system doesn't enforce the full extent of the law. Even the officers, I'm sure, get frustrated and maybe even a little jaded because they basically are working for no reason. They're working, arrest a person, person's out the next day doing the same thing. I'm sure that probably gets very frustrating as an officer. So these people unfortunately get a slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, and oh my goodness, they just killed a family of 4 because of a DUI. Who could have possibly seen this coming? Literally everyone but the judge, I guess. Another one of the dash cam videos I like to see are police chases. Again, specifically police chases where no one innocent gets hurt. Seeing people get pulled over, and it's always something minor, like speeding, expired tags, whatever. And then these people turn it into a crazy number of felonies because they just start zooming out of nowhere. I think I saw a video where one person literally was just pulled over for speeding, and he had no prior offenses, no nothing. There was literally no reason for him to run. But I think there was a firearm in his car, so I guess that is technically a reason. But because he was just pulled over for speeding, the officer would have never had known about any of that stuff because, again, he had no prior charges, no nothing. And he just floors it out of there. And it wasn't even like an adult, it was like a kid. And he gets arrested, and they're just the funniest interaction between an officer and a suspect ever happens. And he's just, I think the officer says something like, "You're really dumb, you know that?" And he's like, "I know." And it's so crazy turning a speeding ticket into a felony. One thing that a lot of these, especially like White Claw girls do, which is pretty funny, when the officers pull out the cuffs, they'll say, "You're under arrest for operating a motor vehicle under the influence, blah, blah, blah." And their response isn't, "Oh man, okay, officer, cuff me up, I guess." They always respond with, "No," or "You can't arrest me, you can't arrest me." Like the officers would just stop. It's kind of like Dora when she says, "Swiper, no swiping." It's basically as if they go, "You can't arrest me, officer, because you are an officer." And I guess the police are just supposed to go, "Ah, man, she said the line, we can't arrest her." It's just crazy. Like, of course they're going to arrest you. You're not getting out of here. I think the worst part, though, about these drunk drivers is because they are inebriated. Some of them turn into monsters because of the alcohol. And, they say that, I think they say, like, a drunk man's actions is a sober man's thoughts. And so you're kind of seeing the real them show up. A lot of these people, unfortunately, start hurling racist remarks, either to the officers or about the country. And a lot of times they'll say something like, "Why are you arresting me when there's real bad people out there?" Which is just such a crazy thing to say. They're trying to lessen the act of a DUI because, there's murderers or something, when they don't realize that their actions literally could have killed somebody. You can kill someone by drunk driving. Of course, their pleas for innocence get ignored by the officers and they get arrested for their crimes. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to matter since our court system will let them out a day later with pretty much no punishment or penalties. But, I just wanted to ramble about my current addiction of body cam videos. I hope you all stay safe out there, and bye-bye, everyone.